The movie opens with the backstory of a nation attacked by fierce forces with blue eyes and terrifying fangs who established their own territory. The king, who lived peacefully with his daughter, Yaman Rani, is worried by this invasion. We learn that the princess is a magician, very compassionate, and married a vital, resulting in the birth of her daughter. However, an evil man named Jaltaran has taken over the court after gaining the king's favor. The only man able to fight him is Pulli, whose name makes his enemies tremble in fear. We discover that he is the king's nephew, as his father was like a brother to the king. He is introduced in an epic fight with men terrorizing the villagers. Pulli kills the scary vital guy. Like a true hero, he has given up everything to live with the villagers. He also has a pregnant wife who is due in a few days. He talks to an old woman who tells him how they are not allowed to worship after Jaltaran gained power. Pulli reassures her that he will save them and make sure that worship will take place as usual. Later on, Pulli informs the king and the princess about Jaltaran's evil schemes, making Jaltaran cautious. He goes to his master, who gives him a powerful ring. Jaltaran uses it on the princess, making her possessed by an evil force. He then kills her husband and imprisons the king on false claims, making himself the sole ruler along with the now possessed queen. The usual worship in the village gets interrupted by Jaltaran, who is threatening some kids. Pulli gets angry and tells him to let the kids go, but Jaltaran is unfazed, asking him to drink poison. Seeing this, the villagers intervene, saying they won't allow it. With no other choice, Pulli drinks the poison despite protests from the villagers as Jaltaran watches with glee. As Pulli starts to throw up, he warns Jaltaran that one day someone will kill him. At that exact moment, Pulli's son is born. As his wife runs to save their child, she is killed, making Pulli devastated by the loss before dying as well. Jaltaran heartlessly orders the killing of the baby boy and sets fire to the village. Later on, as a man goes to kill the child, some birds fly the baby away to save him from his fate, as only he can save them from Jaltaran one day. Meanwhile, Yaman Rani and Jaltaran become rulers, using black magic to make Yaman Rani a powerful wizard who can help Jaltaran gain powers as well. The people suffer terribly under Jaltaran's rule. Vimbunet finds Pulli's son while working. He brings the baby to an elder who tells him how the child is a bad omen and should be given herbs daily. Vimbunet adopts the child and treats him as his own, naming him Diran. Years later, Diran asks his father why they are scared of the vitals. Vimbunet recounts how he went to the palace with other townspeople to inform the now queen about what is happening. In a turn of events, Jaltaran cut off Vimbunet's arm and killed everyone else to ensure no one stands against him. A vital group later attacks the town after not receiving payment, leading to a harrowing scene where one of them kills Diran's older sister while she was saving him. Diran's only friend, Pavasmani, is sent away to study. Years later, the town is attacked by the vitals again, but Diran is there to save his people. He impressively catches up to a cowardly vital trying to run away and holds his leg, demanding he leave the place. The town gathers to see off the guard Vidari. Vimbunet praises his son when Diran learns that Pavasmani is coming back to town, so he decides to safely bring her back. The comical couple Tarika and Kodanji have a corny conversation, and the beautiful grown-up Pavasmani captures Diran's attention. On the ride back home, Diran impresses everyone with his fighting skills when they are stopped by a group of vitals. Despite many fatal attacks, he defeats them, clearing the way. We learn that he only did this to impress Pavasmani. They return to the town, and Pavasmani tells her parents how Diran saved them. Diran shares a fun moment with his father, revealing they planned the vital attack so Diran could impress Pavasmani. Later, Pavasmani and Diran go to the mountains despite her father's protests and have a sentimental talk. At night, Diran gives her an old flower she once gave him in their childhood, which touches Pavasmani deeply. Kodanji excitedly tells Diran about his upcoming marriage, making perverted comments that amuse Diran. During the wedding, Kodanji's friends hilariously interrupt, ruining his wedding night plans. Meanwhile, Diran and Pavasmani's relationship blossoms, and they secretly marry. After getting his father's approval, Diran pays respect to God, but his peace is shattered when he learns the vitals have attacked the town. Returning to chaos, he discovers that Pavasmani has been abducted. Diran finds his dying father, who tries to tell him something important. At Vimbunet's funeral, a somber Diran asks if anyone knew what his father was trying to say. The townspeople tell him only he can save them now. Hesitant, a man gives Diran a vial that can make him as powerful as a vital, but its effect is short-lived. Diran drinks it, has a violent reaction, and passes out. Upon waking, he flies, shocking the townspeople. Diran enlists his friends Kodanji and Sama for the journey, despite their protests. As they travel, their horses get scared in the dwarf territory. Diran warns his friends, who continue to act like perverts. The dwarfs, though not intimidating, capture them with poisonous arrows. The trio wakes up surrounded by dwarfs who want to kill them. After some persuasion, the dwarf king listens to Diran's intentions. Realizing the truth, the king releases them and sends his men and daughter Kamashki to show them the way to Machukaran, who can guide them to the vital castle. At their destination, a huge turtle greets them and gives Diran a puzzle to find the way. The turtle spits at Kodanji for mocking him, and the group continues their journey. They encounter a broken bridge, but Diran solves the turtle's puzzle, finding a way across. On the other side, Diren summons a frog for directions to the castle, but the task is gross, forcing poor Kodanji to do it. They finally find the way when Diren hears a woman crying and goes to check it out. A black jaguar appears as he tries to help her. Without his vial or sword, Diren fights the beast and ultimately saves the woman. Guards, led by Jalturen himself, arrive and question Diren. Diren claims to be a vital there to give a powerful medicine. Jalturen takes them to the castle, where they meet the queen, Yaman Rani, who teleports, frightening them. Diren explains his purpose, and Jalturen informs the queen how Diren saved the princess. She warns him to make the medicine quickly. Later, a bird brings Diren his vial, making him happy. Kodanji tells Diren the queen plans to sacrifice Pavasmani in a ritual. Diren confronts a monster, impressing everyone, though he only drank plain water. The princess grows more fascinated with Diren, but they are interrupted by the queen. Diren and the princess have an awkward conversation, and she invites him to dinner. During dinner, the queen makes them uncomfortable with her questions. In their room, the friends try to solve the turtle's puzzle. Kodanji humiliates himself asking the frog for Pavasmani's location. Diren finds Pavasmani and assures her he will save her but is hit and rendered unconscious on his way back. In their room, the friends worry about Diren. He wakes up acting crazy, being interrogated by Jalturen. The queen orders his execution for the next day. In a climactic moment, Diren is presented before the queen and Jalturen, who are suspicious of him. Diren fights their main guard in an epic battle. After defeating him, Jalturen kills his own guard out of anger. Diren gets cocky, prompting the queen to challenge him to pass through a burning cylinder to prove he is a vital. Despite his friends' failed efforts to give him the vial, Diren enters the scorching cylinder and emerges unharmed. Impressed, the queen arranges a marriage between Diren and the princess, angering Jalturen, who plans Diren's demise. Diren meets the washer, who reveals the leaves he has eaten since birth prevented him from becoming a true vital. Flashbacks show Diren's father was a vital betrayed and killed by Jalturen, who now possesses the queen. The washer tells Diren to stop the sacrificial ceremony or doom them all. Diren awakens his real powers and kills the guards. He deciphers the turtle's puzzle and assigns missions to his friends to stop the ceremony. At night, Jalturen tells the queen Diren is there to kill her. During the ceremony, Diren fights Jalturen's guards and confronts Jalturen. They engage in a fierce battle. Diren stabs Jalturen, who begs for his life, but Diren kills him. Jalturen destroys the ring, causing the queen to go mad. Diren reunites with his grandfather and encounters the giant, who offers to help. The queen, confronted by her daughter and Diren, attacks him. The friends and the giant are saved by a large flock of birds. Dwarfs free Pavasmani. Diren destroys the queen's wand, breaking her spell. Remorseful, she tries to kill herself, but Diren saves her. In the movie's conclusion, everything returns to normal. Diren is crowned the new king of the nation.